Okay, just start talking. I realized that I don't have a fucking niche. And the reason I don't have a niche is because I tell stories. And I tell stories in whatever art form comes to me. I don't need to be good at it. I don't need to know how to do it. I see something and I want it to come out a certain way. I want to tell that story a certain way. And I was thinking about that because I'm like, damn, I'm so dramatic. Like, sometimes little situations will go on in my life and I will paint a whole like picture in my head of like, just this like dramatic, sometimes it'll be like very yearny, and sometimes it's just like, everything sucks and like all of these things. And it's because my feelings are so dramatic and so strong and like intense that I can picture like almost, I don't know if this is going to make any sense, but like, let's say if I have something bad happen in my life, like I am so dramatic. I'm like, oh my God, like nobody loves me, like whatever. Like, I think we all have a form of doing that, mostly when we were younger though. But I just think my emotions are just very dramatic and like childlike in that sense. Like, I throw a tantrum in my head about when things go wrong. I don't think I ever actually like, at least not lately, like in my life, I don't think I throw the tantrum like physically outside of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be dramatic and uproot things and, cause a scene, because I don't like that life, right? But I've noticed that the way that I express that tantrumness, like that want to like fucking cry and like yearn and like, just be dramatic, that part of me comes out in my art. And I guess that's why sometimes I feel such a sharp contrast between me and my work, is because like in my day-to-day life, I'm very put together. Like, I do not like to come off unorganized, messy, or like dramatic. Like, I don't like to come off of these things, because like I don't associate that with peaceful for me. Like, I don't want to create I don't want to create a disturbed place in my head or in my life. Like, I also don't want to cause disturbances to other people. Like, I just, I try to be very peaceful, but I'm human, and therefore my feelings and emotions still happen. I just don't like show them as much, right? So I feel that when I'm creating and my work is really like dramatic and all this shit, like it's a contradiction to who I actually am. But the thing is, it's not a contradiction. It's just that part of me that I don't want to like cause a scene. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be dramatic. I'm going to handle things maturely. I'm not going to make anybody feel like shit, or I'm going to try not to make anybody feel like shit, because that's not who I am. Like, I don't like to argue. I don't like to be in bad standing. So like, even if a bad thing happens in my life, I'm not going to act on it dramatically at that point. But once I process the emotion, I guess, and allow myself to feel it, is when I get like a little bit dramatic, and I'll create things that are like very like intense. Like, my poetry is very intense. My photography is very loud. Like, these things that I'm kind of shy to be in my regular day-to-day. It's almost like an alter ego that's just like, yeah, I'm gonna cause a fucking scene because fuck you, like, why not? And I guess that's what K-Said has become. Like, literally, as I'm recording this because I'm mid working on like my song, right? Or songs, or EP. Well, I don't even know, guys. I don't know what I'm saying ever. But I'm working on that, and I'm kind of like storyboarding, just like a whole project, because I'm like, fuck it, like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go all out, because that's who the fuck I am. I'm dramatic as shit. Like, and if I go all out, like, how do I want to tell this story? And there's this song that I'm working on that's called Do You Mind, right? And in this song, like, I'm just very like yearny, but like also like obsessive yearny, but like also like please just take me type of vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, but that's not how I normally associate myself. Like, I yearn, don't get me wrong, but like, I'm not gonna be a pussy about it, like, I'm gonna come off sophisticated and whatever in person. But when I'm telling the story, I want to be very like dramatic. So I'm like, okay, how do I want to tell this story in like a video form or like a visual form? Because when I hear the song, I see myself being like this dramatic, yearny person. So I'm painting this whole picture, and I'm like, damn, bro, like I do this a lot. Like when I have a concept, I can't just roll it out in one form. I have to include different art forms because I'm literally building a world in where this dramatic situation is taking place, right? Like where this feeling that I had was blown out of proportion and is now like this story that I'm telling, whether that is like in photography, whether it's like me being a fucking video game character, which is something that's been on my mind also. It's just like feeling sometimes like I'm a video game character. So like all these things that I'm trying to like capture. And I guess in my head, I was like afraid to admit these dramatic parts because like I said, I don't associate myself in my day-to-day to be very dramatic or unorganized or anything. But my creativity is very chaotic, and I'm just like a dramatic ass person because and like when I want to tell a story, I want to say it dramatically. Like I want to be loud, I want to be obnoxious or whatever. And anyways, yeah, I don't know what my point of this was. I guess I'm just realizing like I'm not niched because I can't decide on how I'm going to tell a story. I can't tell you that every song that I make or every art piece that I make is going to include all the same things. Like this song, I have an idea, like I said, to do a video. I have an idea to do like, I don't know, like an outfit, like a specific type of like way that I want this to come off. And the next one might not be all that. Like it might just be the song and like a photo shoot that I just feel like captures it, or like an outfit that I feel like captures it, or another, I don't know, maybe I'll make something out of fucking clay. I don't know, man. Like I just, whatever I want to express, like I'll express it in that project. And I guess like might be obvious to a lot of people. To me, not having a niche feels like not knowing yourself. And I've seen like 4 angel numbers in this fucking podcast alone, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 12:34 right now, and I had looked at the time and it was 3:33, whatever, on the audio. But anyways, sorry guys, I love looking for synchronicities in my life. But my point is that like maybe to a lot of people it's obvious that we're not niched, right? Like that you can be all things. But I guess like maybe it's not that obvious to other people because like, you know, everyone I guess has like a path that they chose for themselves, or at least most people do. At least most people in my life do. Like my mom's a teacher, my dad's a cop, like my friends want to be doctors, like all this stuff. You know, like you have a set thing and everything else is like who you are, but you know where you're headed in like an important aspect of what you're building. Like you know that what you're working towards is to be this thing. And I never really know what my thing is. So I feel like I had to pick a thing, like I had to be niche. Like if I'm going to do this, I got to be a photographer. I have to be a videographer. I have to be a musician. I have to be this, like, but I can't, like, because that's not my niche. If I had to say a niche, I'm a storyteller. Like that is literally what I am. Like I'm going to tell a story of how I feel. And the thing is like, it's funny because the Start Momentum is generally me telling the story of finding that all of this shit out. You know what I mean? Like I am just like, all that I do is tell stories, like, and like showcase how I got to an understanding. Everything that I create is just an extension of how I understand myself. And I don't know, I just think that it's really fucking cool that I can pull myself out of like the present sometimes, because sometimes the present can have and hold a lot of anxiety and negativity, especially nowadays. Like there's a lot of things going on that are like hard. They're just hard to see, hard to accept that it like goes on in a world when you're trying to find like inner peace, you know, like I don't know. So I am very grateful that I've worked on myself enough that I can pull myself out of my present reality for a second, just to see the bigger picture. Because I want to do everything, if I'm too present, everything seems like too much. You know what I mean? Like, wanting to do everything feels impossible. And the reality is, it's not impossible. It's just about spacing things out, like timing, like how you execute things is not going to be all at once. And some days are going to move slower, and that's okay, and yada, yada, yada. Which, again, I can see this aspect of it when I pull myself out for a second of like my present reality, and I just look at the bigger picture, which I guess meditation does that a lot for me, as does just being alone and like giving myself a second to process everything that I've felt. Because like I said, I don't act on my emotions in the moment. I kind of like let them sit, and then sometimes they blow into these dramatic stories that then I want to express. And then I want to like also realize like, okay, this is just a story that I'm telling myself. Like, I don't have to actually act on this in my life if it's not what I want. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a lot of things to be aware, I guess. And the Start Momentum has literally just been me becoming aware of all of the things that I am and all of the things that I can be and that everyone can be. Because the more that I embody this feeling of like, I don't have to niche, I can be anything. Like, I realize that I can pass that same power to other people. And it's not like I am the power, right? Like, I think I just help people realize their own. And I think I do that with the amount of undeniable faith and confidence that I have in myself and in that shit is going to work out for me. And yesterday I also learned, or I guess it just kind of sat with me more, that there are going to be a lot of people that are not ready for that type of enlightenment, sort of say. Like, I got into it with my family because my dad is just, I don't even want to get into that, but the point is, like, they see me doing everything that I say I'm going to do, and, you know, it's, a lot of it right now has been moving blindly, but I have a lot of faith, and I think faith is threatening to a lot of people. Like, actual authentic faith and authentic love is threatening to people because so many people are hypocrites, or maybe I'm surrounded by hypocritical people, which is where the imposter syndrome comes out. And you feel like if you're not all one thing, then you're a hypocrite, because, at least for me, because I've had a lot of hypocritical people in my life. But I also have to understand that, like, that's not what makes someone a hypocrite. Isn't necessary, or like an imposter isn't like doing one thing and then being able to do another thing. You're an imposter when you preach that you're one way and then your actions are not adding up, and the way that you show up for yourself and for other people doesn't add up to what you're saying you're doing. And I call people out on that a lot, and I think it just pisses people off because they have this idea that they were working towards something. And when I'm like, well, you have a little more power and you could be doing a little more, but you're sitting here complaining about it, like, that makes people mad. I think I'm going to piss a lot of people off. And I have to be okay with that. And I think that's what yesterday was reminding me of, like, not being niched, not being digestible, because I'm not a digestible human. I am literally, I'm just like, nobody understands me. Like, I don't know, like, I've talked about this so much, but like, I'm not meant to be digestible. I'm not meant to make sense. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm here to show everybody that you can literally be anything and everything all at once and still be a good-hearted person and a good person, and just like succeed also. Like, but anyways, my point is that when I realized that, like, I can be all of these things, I noticed that was pissing people off. The amount of power, I guess, the amount of self-control that I had, the amount of like faith that I had in myself pisses people off, because they realize that they've been saying all of these things and not actually acting on them. And anyways, I don't know if that makes sense, but I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off, and I have to become okay with that, because I realized I was trying to not piss people off, because, or at least like, you know, just to stay within the lines, because that's a belief that I picked up from, I don't know, school, family, whatever, growing up, that I had to stay within the lines because standing out was seen as a bad thing. And I'm now embracing the fact that I will not fit in, and that is 100% my strong suit. Like, that is exactly why I'm going to do everything I say I'm going to do, is because I'm not trying to fit in. I am just being me and discovering who the fuck that is, and inspiring other people to be authentically themselves and discover who they are as well. Like, that is what I'm here for. Like, I'm going to stand out. And I guess like realizing that to do that, I have to get over this fear of standing out. You know what I mean? Like, I equally, as much as I know that my ability to stand out and be as unique and like indigestible as I am is like the reason that I'm going to be successful, I am so afraid of standing out and looking stupid and failing, or like not getting the results that I want. And I think that comes from like so much fear that I grew up with. Like my family is based on a lot of calculated moves, and I'm not calculated. I'm very like sporadic. And they've shown me where calculation is important, because there is still a lot of things in your life that you want to have an idea of where you're headed, still work within the realms of society, I guess. But you can have this fucking faith in yourself and still pursue your fucking dreams, like if there's no tomorrow, and succeed at that. You know what I mean? Like, those two truths can exist, that like, that you can, I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like, I don't know if I'm portraying what I'm trying to say well in words, but I guess like realizing that I'm pissing people off is because I'm challenging the actual possibilities, like the human possibilities, like the things that I'm capable of. And I'm also challenging other people's capabilities. And like, when everyone tells me I can't, like, I challenge that. Like, why can't you? I hate hearing people say I can't. And please, if you ever hear me say it, like, call me the fuck out, because I always tell people, I'm like people are like, oh, I can't do that anymore. Why? Like, literally, why? Who's telling you can't? And I'm going to piss a lot of people off doing that. I've already pissed a lot of people off doing that, because some people aren't ready to face that they hold the power to succeed, you know? But that's not my fear anymore. Like, I'm done ingesting that fear from other people and that like anxiety of like failure, because bro, I'm not going to fail. I'm already winning, and I'm going to continue to win, because I know that I can, and I believe in myself. And I also believe that the universe is good, and everything is going to turn out good, you know? And growing up in a household that's filled with a lot of calculated things, and calculated can add up to fear in a lot of ways, and it does in my life, like in the people in my life. And I'm realizing that I don't have to hold that, you know, to myself. I don't have to believe that just because everyone in my life continues to. Not everyone, I'm being like, again, I'm generalizing, but the people close to me that still have that fear and still move in calculated fear, I don't have to, one, dislike them, because I don't have to change everybody, you know, and it's not my job to do that. Neither is it like my job to then take on this anger of like, why aren't you bettering yourself or whatever? Like, you be who you want to be, you know what I mean? But I can accept who you are and not ingest your beliefs. And that's where I'm learning to put that boundary, is like, hey, I love you because you're my family, but I'm not taking your belief to be mine anymore. And that's pissing them off. But it is what it is, because I know that I can do anything. Like, I literally can do anything. You can do it. Like, all of us can do anything. Some people are just not ready to step into that realization, because shit, it gives you a lot of power. It also makes you realize how much shit you've been taking, how much pain you've caused yourself. And some people look at that, and instead of seeing like, oh, I'm in control now, like I can change my life now, I can choose to switch my perspective, they instead choose to live in regret and anxiety and doubt and fear. And regret is the biggest one, because you're like, you come into this power that you have, this like control that you have over your life, and you choose, instead of seeing that as like, oh my God, I can do anything, you're choosing to look back and be like, damn, I regret how much pain I caused myself, but like, and this would be so much of a switch up I'm gonna do, that I'm just gonna stay in my comfort zone. And I was like, I woke up this morning with comfort on my mind, like that idea of being comfortable, right? And it's like, if we are comfortable, it's like, if we are stuck, if we feel stuck, it's because we're comfortable, right? And when we're comfortable, I believe that when someone is comfortable, it's because they think they have calculated where things can go. You know what I mean? You're comfortable because you know how much money you're going to make at the end of the month. You know who your friends are, you know what your things are, whatever, and you're satisfied enough. But if you're anything like me, and that type of feeling can make you feel stuck, you realize that it's because comfort is this idea of like you think that you know everything, right? You can expect every outcome, and that's why you're in this comfort zone. Like, you're safe, everything's good, like, what's gonna go on. Once you realize we never actually know, right? And like, if you feel stuck because you're comfortable, and if you're comfortable means that you think you know it all, then go out there and fucking like learn something new, and you'll realize how that will unstuck you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm making sense, because I'm trying to talk about this in so many different point of views, but I'm going to say it in the way I felt it, I guess, this morning, which is, okay, you feel stuck, right? You're like, I don't feel like I'm moving anything in my life. Like, things are moving really slow, whatever. Okay. Are you comfortable? Like, you feel like you're doing the same things every day. Like, you know what to expect out of your day. That's why you're fucking stuck, because you're not learning. And we're never going to know it all. We're never going to know it all. We're never going to be able to predict every outcome, because the universe is unlimited and like infinite. And there's so many ways that things can go, and so many things to learn, and so many ways to get from point A to point B, and all this shit. And if you think you know it, bro, of course you're going to feel stuck. You're limiting yourself when you are really infinite. You are unlimited, bro. Like, you are literally everything. We are all everything. So like, when you put yourself in a comfort zone, you are limiting yourself. Unfucking limit yourself. Learn something new. Prove to yourself that you don't know it all. Be curious. Ask questions. Like, pick up a fucking novel and read. And don't read to like try to prove something to yourself. Just be curious. Read to learn. Like, books that open my fucking mind. Love is Letting Go of Fear. The Artist's Way, Julia Cameron. Atomic Habits. Like, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I could make a whole fucking list, and I will. But the point is, like, for me, it's like self-help books, right? But it could be literally anything. Sometimes you read just, like, I was afraid of reading fiction again for a long time. Like, I used to love reading fiction. And I guess lately I haven't, because I'm, like, afraid that would put me back, because I'm reading something that's not real. And I guess that's where I've been challenging myself to let my inner child come out a little more, and like my imagination come out. And I've been trying to, because the same way I didn't like to read fiction, I didn't like to watch movies, because I was like, why am I going to pull myself out of my world into another one, just to distract my mind? But when I stopped seeing it as a form of distraction, and I just became curious to why did the artist choose to... Why did the artist, and I say artist very broadly, so in this case, why did the director of this film choose to make that shot that way, right? What is the story he's trying to tell? When I get curious, instead of just taking in the information, I'm curious, I'm learning, right? I'm taking what I'm seeing, and I'm just admiring it from a point of wow, what a way to express an emotion, what a way to show something, instead of just taking the feel. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, instead of just seeing something and taking it at face value, like I started to be curious and like ask more questions, I guess. And I feel unstuck now because literally I can learn things from anything. I learn from looking at the trees. I learn from like looking at the fucking water. Like when I'm stressed and things are just like overwhelming, I literally just like look at things and I learn from them. Like the way that animal, like the other day I put on fucking National Geographic while I was making music because why not? And I was just watching how cheetahs hunt. And in my head, I guess, I thought that like, you know, cheetahs strong, even if there's like a fucking herd of zebras or whatever, like, and they're hungry, they're gonna be able, like, they're stronger than the fucking zebras, you know, like they're gonna do it. But in this video, I was not fully paying attention to it because it was in the background, but they didn't, like, they were in a herd of like zebras or whatever, and the people that were narrating were like, yeah, the fucking cheetahs chose not to, you know, whatever, engage. And I'm like, man, aren't y'all like powerful enough to like take down the zebras or whatever? It's not all about power. Like you learn which battles you want to get into. And like, I'm watching fucking National Geographic, guys. Like, it's not that fucking deep, but like, everything can be that deep. Like, if you feel stuck, it's because you're not looking deep enough. You're not admiring the depth of life, because life and things and everything is so deep and connected and like full of love and lessons and good. And when you get curious and you admire life and you love to live and you enjoy and romanticize every second of everything, because it's all romantic. Like it's all something that you can fall in love with. And I love falling in love. Like I really fucking do. I love falling in love with absolutely everything. I fall in love with my routine and then I change it and I fall in love with it again. I fall in love with nature. I fall in love with people. I fall in love with my friends, my family, my animals, like my fucking dogs are so cute right now. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm so lucky to stand here and like look at them. And like to just be in this little life. Like I romanticize the shit out of my life. And maybe that's why I'm so fucking crazy, but I don't give a shit. Like everything is romantic. We get to choose how we want to live your life. We get to choose how we want to live our lives. And I want to live it in a point that I'm like in love with everything, because why the fuck not? Why would I live in fear? Why would I live in doubt? Why would I believe that I can't? And why would I have anxiety that I'll fail? Why would I have anxiety that my relationship with someone will fail, or that my I don't know, man, like why am I going to expect or fear bad things happening when the universe has always shown me that there is so much good? And when you're curious, you find it all. So even if things don't work out, sort of say, right? Like let's say you're like contemplating if you should take this job, but you're like, I don't know if it's going to work out. Bro, just do it, experience it. If it doesn't, you fucking pivot. You can't let yourself get comfortable. You have to stay on your toes, because you always are just learning. I'm crazy. I've had like 10 jobs and I'm not that old, but it's fine. Every job that I've had, I've picked up something from. You know what I mean? Like I could tell you a lesson that I've learned, a way my heart or mind has opened. And I don't look at my fucking resume and I'm like, oh my God, that's 10 jobs. Like she's unstable and whatever. And that's the thing. A lot of people probably do, because yeah, that's a lot of fucking jobs. Like I am unstable, but I'm not doing it for that. I was figuring out what I liked. I didn't come into this earth knowing what I wanted to do. I still don't know what I want to do. And I'm always going to be fucking curious and trying to find out and learn, because what the fuck else is the purpose of life? Like, if I was put on this earth to do one thing, I think I would be bored out of my fucking mind. I probably couldn't wait for death, you know? But I'm sorry, that's really dark. But like, I'm so in love with life, and like the good, the bad, the quote unquote bad, like every twist and turn that things can go is romantic to me. So I can't be unhappy because everything that I'm doing is just guiding me to the next lesson, the next thing to learn, the next people to impact, the next way to be impacted, the next way to love, the next way to experience, like all of it. And that I can't be fucking niche, because what? How am I going to pick one? There's so many good things out there. Everything is beautiful and everything is great. Like, why would I pick to stay to one thing? yesterday in this argument with my dad, he tells me, he goes, lower your standards. He was attacking my character, honestly, but that's fine. We're not gonna get into it. But the point is that he said that, and I was like, what a sad way to live. Like, that's all I'm thinking is like, I don't even want to change your mind, because you obviously have your mind set, but you ain't gonna change mine, because what a sad way to live. To expect less. Just because expecting more is scary. No, brother. Like, no, I will not be living that way ever. I will expect the best and then better than that. The same way that you supposedly raised me, right? Because you didn't want me to be a teacher. You wanted me to be the fucking principal. But now that I'm shooting for the stars, that's too high, right? Like, no, I'm not lowering my standards. You told me not to lower my standards. So you're being fucking him. I'm not gonna get into it, but it's fine. It's fine. I am literally so happy and high off life right now, because if you need a song that encompasses this, Everything is Romantic with, I'm pretty sure her name's Caroline P, or something with a P on her last name, by Charlie and Caroline P, Everything is Romantic. That remix to me is like, anytime I forget what it's all about, like, I put that song on, because everything is fucking romantic. Fall in love over and over again with life, with yourself, with every version of yourself, with every version you can be, with every version you have been, with everything you will be. Like, fall in love with the people around you, with everything that they are. Like, learn from people. Don't expect perfection, because that's not fucking realistic. Just love them. Love people, love things, love your job, love like your family, love your friends, love what you're surrounded by, love what you do. Like, and I'm not saying, and if you don't love what you do, you better fucking turn that shit around and start doing what you love, because that's the only fucking reason that we're here, is to like do what we love. That's the only thing that is gonna like bring us joy and peace. And you don't want to die unhappy, bro. Like, what else? Like, what is the reason? We're all just on a floating rock in this vast universe. We are a speck of nothing. So you might as well just like learn and experience and love and be good and want to feel good and make other people feel good. And it's just, fuck, man. I'm really passionate about this shit. But again, been pacing my kitchen for 32 minutes now. I hope this helps somebody out there. And if nobody's told you today, I love you. And if you haven't told someone today, go tell someone you love them, because that's all that there is love and everything, man. Like, just be everything and love while you're at it. Yeah, this is, I don't know, I think episode 4 of Just Start Talking, and just keep rolling with it. Like, I'm going to keep rolling with it. Love y'all.